Hello everyone, welcome back to Whispering Wombat, the Whispering Wombat. So today I'm in Garden Life, a cozy simulator. This is a game that I have played for about 7 hours. So I thought I would do a soft spoken video just to introduce my garden and to take you through some of the gameplay for relaxation. So, because I have played this game for about 7 hours, I'm in a bit of a transitional period. At the beginning of this game, you kind of have to grind quite a lot in the garden that they give you in order to make money for you to progress. So when you first start the game, you only get this area here up to about here. So I was using, it's getting late, so let's get the bus. So at the end of every day, you have to come over here and take the bus. So unfortunately, this game is not an open world game, but at least there's a few areas that you can go to. Obviously there's the garden area. There's also a market area that you can go to sell your flowers and to buy things in a shop. It would be awesome if this game was more open world, but yeah, you can't really be that. Well, you can't expect that much from an indie developer, in my opinion. Okay, let's go home for the day. Here we go. So it is rather instant. And here we are in a new day. So, what was I saying? So, yes, when you first start this game, you are in this area here, and you have to kind of work quite hard at the beginning. But I'm in a bit of a transitional period right now. I've unlocked this part of the garden. I have unlocked over here this part of the garden. And I have a mission that if I am able to fulfill the mission, I will then get access to this greenhouse. So I kind of like in this game the progression that you go through. I was able to get this game in a bundle. Anytime I see a bundle of cozy games, quite often I will buy it because I do like cozy games. I'm not quite sure if this game is worth full price unless you're really into gardening. But yeah, certainly if you can get it in a bundle or if you can find it on sale, then yes, it could be worth it. So when I first started out in this game, actually first I'm gonna harvest, because in this game you can harvest more than once in a day, and I will show you what that's like. So I have my scissor here, and I can basically walk around and scissor off all of the flowers, and then these flowers I will store, and I will then use these flowers to make a bouquet and to sell the bouquet for money. So I would say at this point in the game, I have a reasonable amount of money. I'm doing okay for money. It's just a matter of unlocking the greenhouse, and then it's a matter of setting up the garden in a nicer way. That's why I keep saying I'm in a transitional period, because obviously when I was making money, I didn't really care so much about how my garden looked. But now I'm okay for money. The reverse is going to happen. I'm going to think more. I'm going to think more about how to set up my garden so that it's a bit nicer. So whenever you see this kind of light like this, that means there's a seed that you can harvest. Always a good idea. I have upgraded my scissors so that I can actually cut multiple flowers all at once. When you first start this game, you have to individually do it. So it's kind of nice when you upgrade. This has been a bit of a disaster because it's not really growing flowers anymore. And I think I kind of ruined it somehow. So I feel like I'm going to have to start this again, which is fair enough. So when I was setting up, so you all see what I mean about you can harvest more than once, because you see that there are no flowers. Well, already look, there's flowers growing here again. So they do grow quite fast in this game. I suppose you could say it's not very realistic, but then again it is a game. It's not real life, and they do have to balance the fact that it needs to be a game and it needs to be fun. So yes, the flowers do grow a little bit fast, but you know, I suppose it will make the game a bit more interesting, right? And again, when you first start this game, you have to use a watering can to water. Now I've upgraded, I've got this hose. It makes it a lot faster. Like a lot faster. But one of the things I want to show you is that when I unlocked this area of the garden, I thought of a way of automating my plants a bit more. So obviously when I was over here, I was hand watering everything, right? So I then had this idea. There is some kind of machine that you can see in there that you can use to water your plants. There's another machine in there. I actually can't remember. I think that one is for insects, so that your plants don't get infested with insects. So that house-looking item, I believe, is to attract the insects there so that they're not attracted onto your flowers. And then the other thing that you see vibrating ever so slightly, I think that's the thing that is used to water the plants. So I kind of set that up. I covered it up with this trellis, right? I planted a flower here that will climb up the trellis. And then this one is now finished, and then I would plant around the outside more flowers so it looks a bit nicer. And then essentially you have a kind of self-contained area of flowers. You don't really have to maintain that much, because in theory it won't get infected by any insects, any diseases from insects, and it's also watered automatically. So therefore, in theory, that means it's much easier. I kind of messed up with this one because as you can see, I planted a plant that I didn't realize would be this large and is basically covering up way too much of this. So I need to get rid of this. Yeah. Anyway, let's harvest these up. Oh, there's a bird, look. Nice, right? So this game is quite a relaxing game. Sometimes I like to find a game that I can just kind of relax, that I don't have to worry about fighting enemies. I can simply relax and maybe do a little bit of gardening. I suppose the other side of it is, because if you weren't aware, I'm not sure if I said this in other videos, but I live in Hong Kong. So in Hong Kong I can't really have a garden, or it would be very hard for me to have a garden. Also, I'm living in a big city, so essentially I'm living in a bit of a concrete jungle. So I think that's another reason that I do enjoy these kind of games, where I can relax and I can work in a garden that I wouldn't be able to do in real life. Of course, it's not the same as real life, but you get the idea, right? So, because I've upgraded my scissors, these scissors will also help me to harvest seeds. So I don't need to harvest seeds individually. So that's rather nice. I think the other thing that's a bit unrealistic in this game, but I can see why they did it, because it is a game after all. I'm sure if you were this aggressive in real life with a pair of scissors, the flowers or the plants are not going to come back. They're probably going to die forever. But again, we have to remember, this is not real life, it's a game. So they have to make it fun as a game, right? Right, so after I've cut these flowers, now, like I said, I'm going to have to do something here. Because honestly, this flower that I planted here, I didn't realize that it's so large like this. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to replace this particular plant. I suppose that's what happens when you're not a professional gardener, or you don't really know anything about flowers, and you try to set up a garden. You know, it might not end well. Anyway, so I'm not going to harvest all this because it's too hard for me to see. Actually, I might as well harvest these ones, and then I'll show you how to craft some lovely bouquets of these flowers, and then I can sell the bouquets in the town. Right, I think that's enough. Actually, before it all grows back, what I might do is go to my tool cupboard, and you can see that everything is virtually grown back over here. So that's why I was saying earlier that you can harvest more than one time in a day. So I am going to store the flowers that I just picked. So you just basically right click on any of these flowers in the hotbar, and they will automatically store them like so. I can do the exact same thing with seeds. Anything in my hotbar that looks like a packet of seeds, I will right click on that and it will again automatically store it for me, which is good. So what I was going to do is I was going to find my spade. I was going to take out my spade. So I was, because I want to, while this isn't flowered, I want to see if I can maybe get rid of this thing here. There we go. Because honestly, this flower is not working. However, I can replant it, so I just need to work out where would be a good place to replant. Oh no, it's already late. I need to go into town. Have I got enough time to go into town? Okay, let's see if it'll let me go into town. Because I need to... Oh, but I haven't made any bouquets yet. Okay, actually, I don't need to go into town because I haven't crafted any more of the bouquets that I can sell anyway. So let's just end the day there. Day 29. Here we go. Oh, it's raining. So, just to let you know, this is where you upgrade things or you customize things in your garden. Over here, this is where you can get some requests for you to fulfill. Early game, these were helpful, but I don't really need them right now for money. So I'm only going to do the one that is to help me unlock the greenhouse. I'm only going to do the main quest line ones. I'm not going to do the additional ones because honestly I can easily make enough money by just selling random bouquets of flowers in the market. So it's not really worth it for me to have to make orders up like this for this kind of money. Anyway, this is also a similar thing over here where there are things that people are asking you to make. Similar. So let's maybe carry on trying to get rid of this. It's all, of course, grown back now, so let's chop it first. Because I don't want to waste any flowers, really. Because, you know, waste not, want not. So let's get our spade out again. And let's just get rid of this massive flower here. Right, there you go. So what I'm going to do now, I will find somewhere to replace that flower. I believe when you do that, it goes into your inventory. Yes, I believe that's why I've got seeds for that now. Anyway, so I'm going to harvest one time. Obviously, I don't need to worry about watering my plants or my flowers because it's raining. That is rather handy. And then I'm just going to harvest the whole garden one time. Make up some bouquets. Sell the bouquets at the market. And then that will obviously show you the market area. Yep. Okay, so we've got more of these up here. Now I have left the game sound in the background. Hopefully you can hear the rain sound and the thunder sound, because I think that would be quite relaxing, right? But I have a feeling I might have made it a bit too low. It's kind of hard, right, to have the game sound so it's relaxing, but so that you can hear it. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Every time I make a video, I'm kind of learning about what to do, improvements that can be made. This is my third soft-spoken video, and I believe I'm getting slightly better at soft-spoken voice use, if that's even a way of explaining it. Because I believe when I first started making soft-spoken videos, I believe I had a habit, in my opinion anyway, of speaking a bit too fast, and I would still from time to time get a little bit overexcited and a little bit too loud. So I think I am getting a bit better at having a more consistent soft-spoken voice. Now I thought I saw, I just want to see, or I just want to check that I haven't got a plant over here that has got insects all over it. No, I think when I saw the insects from the house looking thing inside there, I think I thought it was on one of my plants, but I don't think it is. And again, that's why I like that way of setting it up like this, so that it's more automated, right? The whole thing is more automated. So we're going to have a lot of flowers to make into bouquets. And honestly, I'm getting near the point where I probably don't need to harvest everything in my garden, you know, every time. And yeah, it's going to be really fun when I get to the point where I don't really have to worry about money anymore, and I can worry about beautifying my garden. You see what I mean about this one though? It's infected plant. So this is what I was talking about. Your plants will get infected. So then you have to spray them with this. Is it still infected? No, not anymore. Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying before, this one I think I need to get rid of it and start again, because it's not really flowering anymore. It doesn't look very nice, does it, frankly? And then my idea over here is to set up the automated flower beds a bit like that. Although I might think of a way of changing it up a little bit, because obviously, remove weed. Yeah. I actually haven't played this game for a few months, so that's why I'm a little bit rusty with some aspects. But yeah, it's certainly quite easy to get back in the swing of things, shall we say. And I mean, I would say for most people, this game holds about maybe 10 to 15 hours of content, unless you're really hardcore into gardening and want to spend more time honing everything. Other than that, I mean, I have played the game for about 7 hours, and I am quite near the point where, you know, I don't need to worry about making money anymore so much. More about improving the look of my garden. So I reckon by about the 15-hour mark. Oh, there's loads of weeds over here. I reckon by about the 15-hour mark, I will probably be about finished with this game. Although, we'll see. Right. Now, let's go and store all the flowers that we just picked. And store all the seeds as well that we just picked. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of seeds, haven't I? And then what I will do is I will simply just come here to craft items. And when you see it's got a green tick, that means you can craft it. And I essentially just craft everything that I'm able to. And then I will go sell all of the bouquets that I'm crafting at the market. I've got a nice little market stall in town. Hopefully we'll get there in time. I'm not going to do this one. I've got way too many, look. No, I'm going to leave that one. I have so many flowers, right, that, you know. Wow. No, yeah. I'm not going to do that one. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. Is this one a lot as well? No, this one is not too bad. Maybe we can do this one. And then we'll go to town. We'll head to town. We'll take our trusty bicycle into town. So, and then you'll see, when we get into town, you'll see what I mean about why it's not worth it. If you were to bear in mind, like something like this is going to only earn me 210 of the currency for 150 white rose cuttings, you know, 220 florins. Like, I find that they're not so worth it when you get a little bit further in the game. It's a lot easier and you can earn a lot more simply by selling on your market stall. So this is my market stall right here. So first I have to collect the money that I collected yesterday. See? So I'm now up to 32,500. Then I right click on all these things I just made, all the bouquets I just made, to sell it for the next day. And it's estimating me that I'm going to earn 6,600 from that. So yeah, I'm doing alright for money, pretty much. There is this little community garden over this side, which opens up after you've finished some of the quests. I'm not quite sure what the purpose of this is, but yeah, I think it's a bit like in the farming games where they have a museum or somewhere for you to show off some of the things you find in the game. I think this is a similar idea where, well, I suppose you could say it's a bit like a Chelsea flower show where you are making all these different flower displays, right? Something like that. As you can see, I've not really even started any of these yet. I suppose that could be something else I might work on. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. So let's just show you what's in the shop. This is the shop.
Let's see how
So, as you can see, you can buy flower beds, you can buy archways. You know, there's a lot of different things I can buy with the money I earn, which will help me to make my garden look more individual. So when I was saying earlier that I feel that I'm at the stage where I don't need to worry about money, I can worry about, or I can work on how to customize everything. So this is what I was talking about earlier. So basically I use a bug hotel, and I will combine the bug hotel with the Weedington, which will get rid of weeds. Oh, and I think I must already have a sprinkler somewhere in there. I think the sprinkler's there and it's hidden or something like that. It was a while ago, so that's why I don't exactly remember. But yeah, I think I must have used a bug hotel and a Weedington and a sprinkler system all combined. Then I have hidden it with trellises, right? I think I already have all of the upgraded tools, right? I think the only thing that I don't have is the paintbrush for customizing that. Quick seed fertilizer. Maybe I haven't got that one, but yeah. And then obviously these are all the flowers, all the plants, all the seeds, I should say, that you can buy. I don't need to buy anything right now. Let's go back to the garden. I'm pretty sure it's the end of the day. So yeah, so hopefully you have an idea as to what this game is like. Maybe I'll make another video on this game when I'm able to improve my garden some more. Once I've refined everything and made everything look a bit nicer. In fact, yeah, I don't even know if I have to plant something else here. Maybe these red flowers, these tulips are enough, right? But yeah, maybe when I've fully unlocked everything, when I've unlocked the greenhouse, and when I have made everything in the garden as nice as I can, then maybe I'll make one more video. Oh, we've got a pesky weed over here. Anyway, hopefully that was a relaxing little video, and maybe I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.